Ladies and gentlemen of the beautiful crypto space, yet another day of some crazy crypto news. Just to give you all a little indication of some of the stuff that's going on, first of all, $100 billion asset manager 𝗓𝗂 says Solana has the potential to reach 50% of Ethereum's market cap. At the same time, we've now got a little announcement of Mr. Gary Gensler saying that Bitcoin is actually not a security. Whilst all that is happening, we just had another day of, I think, $200 million almost worth of inflows into the ETF, and BlackRock has apparently purchased 360,000 Bitcoin worth over $23 billion since January of this year. So the start of the ETFs, but it's actually pretty crazy when you start thinking about how big that number really is. Some more troubles in paradise. Donald Trump just he just talked. And one of the things which he stated was that he calls for Nancy Pelosi, whom we all know to be the best trader in the world, to be prosecuted for insider trading. There's a little video for that, but you guys get the idea. He's done with it being so public and so, stupid. I'm doing a lot of tiny bits here, but that's because a lot of news has just come out. At the same time, we've got BNY Mellon, who was just approved by the SEC for, specifically, Bitcoin and crypto custody services, says Gary Gensler. And I guess Gary Gensler really has been trending over the past couple of hours, on one part because it's been said that Mark Cuban wants to overtake his position at the SEC. Could be interesting if Trump gets elected, because Trump really doesn't mess with Mr. Gary Gensler so much, but even the opposition, so to speak, the rest, potentially might want Gary Gensler in another position, which leads us to believe or question who is going to be next as the chair of the SEC over the next year or so. Regardless, we just covered this one. $2 trillion BNY Mellon received SEC approval to offer crypto custody services. And this crypto custody service, if you were not fully aware of what it means, for the most part, it's just the fact that then the bank or that entity is able to hold a Bitcoin or crypto for customers. Meaning, you might have a license just be able to operate as a purchaser and seller. You're able to trade the crypto, but it's a completely different ballpark to also be able to hold it. Right now, they almost all use Coinbase for it, also because it's basically their thing, but perhaps also because of licensing issues. And now BNY Mellon being able to custody it, hold it for others, could be pretty juicy. Regardless, almost none of this matters if we really start zooming out ever so slightly. Plan B just posted a chart a while back, right, with a price target of what some people thought to be $1 million by, let's say, 2025 somewhere. And he now came out to state that that was not exactly correct, as some people perceived. That is actually somebody else's chart, what this person brought up. I predict about $500,000 of Bitcoin average, with a $250,000 to $1 million band. So it could get stuck at, say, 340K average again, or 600,000. And one of the most funny parts that a lot of people don't realize is that you should look at crypto, in my opinion, from like this longer term perspective, the let's say 7-year idea or so. You don't know where it's gonna be in the next month. You don't know where it's gonna be over the next 3 months, but you do have a good idea of where it's gonna be over the next 5 or 10 years. And we all know this is most likely what will continue to happen to crypto as demand keeps increasing, but theoretically speaking, it is scarcer than ever, especially with guys like BlackRock joining the game. And really, guys, when you start looking at the market, things are moving really, really nicely. The S&P has now officially added $8 trillion in market cap from the start of the year up to now. That's an average of $43 billion for every trading day so far this year. We're just going absolutely crazy right now. And I don't mean to say that just because it's going crazy, it's gonna keep getting crazier. But the only thing I always like to add when it comes to these, hey, look at me in the mirror, or the TV. The only thing I always like to add when it comes to these things is because the stock market's doing so well, you can see the general optimism. We saw the rate cuts, more rate cuts potentially happening in 35 days or so? By the way, I think there's 2 more, or at least 1 more Jerome Powell speech, maybe tomorrow or the day after. Very, very close now. Perhaps there's still 2 depending on how late I upload this video. But there's basically 2 around this date right here. Perhaps 1 yesterday and perhaps 1 in 2 days from now. Just depends on when I upload this. Regardless, we have all seen the likes of BlackRock state. Just quickly turn the AC off. It might be slightly better for you guys' experience. We've all seen guys like BlackRock state that people are actually buying this crypto stuff. I'm calling it stuff because it's quite broad, right? But they're buying into this to kind of hedge against the traditional markets. In my opinion, and this might be crazy, but I really stand firmly on this. In my opinion, the stronger the main markets go, right? The better they perform, the more likely it is that some of these guys might want to diversify into something completely contrarian, in this case here, crypto. Again, if we're just looking at the announcements of what's happening in the background, these guys are all adapting to the cryptocurrency space. Take a look at Robinhood. Robinhood and Revolut explore stablecoins. They're all coming for this. They are all coming for this. And right now we're just at the starting layers of it all. But we know that as it's starting out, obviously, it's kind of like a slow rolling ball. Even the BlackRock ETF, etc. Yes, they've started buying again just very recently here, but it's still quite little in comparison to where I think it's going to be in about a year from now. Just imagine how huge it's going to be in 1 year. But again, extrapolate this to 7 years into the future. Just how crazy is it going to get? Visa to help banks test tokenized assets and smart contracts. It's the start. They're still testing these things. It's still rolling out in the slowest pace ever. SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce says they're allowing regulated financial institutions to bypass the SEC rule, which will allow them to custody Bitcoin and crypto. I guess that's what we just saw with BNY Mellon, perhaps. I don't know. Things are getting really, really interesting here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm all for it. I'm really extremely bullish on every single thing crypto right now. And I guess Bitcoin is also showing it by being back above 65,000 right now. A little bit of a happy. I think 65.5, matter of fact. Things are looking good. A lot of altcoins are starting to show some signs of positivity again. And I already made a video about this, I think, last week saying, is this it? Is this where we really start going back up again? Ladies and gentlemen, you know, even the best of traders that I know, trust me when I say that, they don't know with 100% certainty what's going to happen. It's just that regardless of what happens, you got to have a strategy. My strategy is stick mostly to Bitcoin for this exact moment, but even right now as we speak, it's starting to look as if altcoins get more and more appealing. They really do. But basically, the reason I say Bitcoin mostly, and you don't have to fully deploy all the cash yet, is because there's slightly more potential for downside, but for the most part, guys, it seems the worst is now really behind us. It really seems that way, and I'm starting to get more and more positive on the market. As positive as I've been right now, I've not been for over a year. It's really funny, I think. And that kind of is a funny statement to make because you guys might think, oh, but Bitcoin really went up a lot in the beginning of this year. Sure, it did. But the thing is, nobody really trusted that move because it was way too early for it to happen. If it happens right now, you know, we're almost half a year after the halving. This time around, I think it's going to stick. Rather than just being a quick pump and dump, I think this is really where the bull run, the way we usually know it, goes and happens. And I think we're at that point right now, basically. It depends on whether or not we really kind of push slightly more forward. But things are looking good depending on whether or not we make a higher high here. Very interesting times, guys, but I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Many of our altcoins are going to start blooming here. Might take a little while, but I think after all, it will all be worth it. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's about it.